I was in 4th grade in 2007. In 4th grade, my two best friends and I created our own club. We called it the Blue Yellow Polka Dotted Monkey Tree Climbing Club. TBY PD TCC for short, obviously. It really was just a combination of our favorite things at the time. I know 4th graders' favorite things have drastically changed since 2007, but when we were 9 or 10, the colors blue and yellow, polka dots, monkeys, and climbing trees were very important. To get into the club, you had to climb the initiation tree, whose closest branch to the ground was at least 2 feet above our heads, therefore requiring a pretty substantial jump to latch on. This is how I remember it, but also, who knows, I was much smaller back then, and my concept of space is drastically different. Anyway, we only had 4 people in our club. In 2007, George W. Bush was president.
We got issue in America.
You're dealing with an addicted generation.
Steve Jobs announced the first iPhone to be released later that year, and High School Musical 2 came out. If you were in 4th grade or so in 2007, then you know that High School Musical 2 is the best one. Those are all different ways to mark time. Some people will really connect to one of those times, or two, or maybe none of them at all, depending on what time of their life or what phase they were in. We all mark up our time differently. The club only lasted a year or so. We got older and stopped caring about climbing trees and the colors blue and yellow so exclusively. We got jobs and cars and bills, and we went to college. In January, my last semester, I moved to LA for a film internship. Time seemed to be moving faster than I've ever felt it move before. And then all of a sudden it came to a stop. And now, all of us are in a new time, a scary time, an unprecedented time, an uncertain time, a time to go down in history, whatever you want to call it. But we're still spending our time differently. Some are dedicating their time to helping others. They're saving the world right now. Thank you. Some are trying to use this time to make up for lost time. Some are praying it goes by much faster than it feels right now. Some are having the most difficult times of their lives. Some are trying to forget time exists at all, probably to keep their sanity. The time right now is 4:04 p.m., April 17th, 2020. Donald Trump is president.
Down until it gets credible
We are
information.
experiencing a very
The
frightening
nation
global
ordered all
pandemic.
shops to shut down as
High School Musical is a show now. I kind of refuse to watch it though. Anyway, I don't know how to spend my time. If I'm being honest, I spend a lot of it worrying. To help with this, I go on walks, and yesterday I walked by the trees my friends and I used to climb. They looked pretty much the same from what I can remember as a kid. Sort of thin but strong and full of leaves. They looked almost as if no time had passed at all. With all this force-free time, my mind starts to wander to places it maybe did not have the time to go to before. This sometimes feels like a good thing, and other times not so much. While walking past the trees, I created an elaborate story in my head of the trees keeping secrets about time from us, how they kept their unscathed presence. I thought that maybe if I climbed one, I would be able to hear them whispering their secrets amongst themselves like they were in some sort of timeless club. I wondered if they would tell me that I was wasting my time. I continued walking because I do not know how to pass the time by climbing trees anymore like I used to. And plus, I didn't even have on the colors blue or yellow, polka dots, or anything with a monkey on it. And who was I to infringe upon their time?